we're doing part 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got the backup. We'll save this.
Yeah.
We'll go to YouTube. Now it's plugged in. Perfect. And thanks for all the comments on my on the live. No, I'm doing a watch party.
Right. Oh, people asking stuff? What do they want to know?
I'll go from the beginning. Not everyone is created equally.
Yeah.
Thank you, Matt Taylor. Equality of opportunity is good, but equality of outcome is bad. That seems, it's like Jordan Peterson.
Yeah.
Kind of philosophy. Thanks for picking that up. Live by the sword, die by the sword. Kshatriya vibe.
Yeah.
Righteous hierarchy from Rade Kultura. It's nauseating. Okay. And then Matt Taylor again reminds me of the samurai general on The Last Samurai. As he died, he said it was a good death.
Right.
And samurai culture definitely a huge.
Yeah, definitely Kshatriya culture.
And now Rade Kultura, we're caught up. I don't think they see messages while they're talking, but we kind of do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still working on our setup here. Thank you so much for spending your time with us.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
So, back to.
So the Kshatriyas would make sure that all the land was divided up in the right way so that the Vaishyas would have. And then they assured that, because one of their jobs was to make sure that all of the people were employed. They had to do that. That was their job. Like, everybody has to be employed and taken care of, or else they're not really a leader. So everybody has to be employed and taken care of, or else they're not really the leader. So they would divide the land up, and then the business type people would get certain kinds of land, and then, based off of certain things, and then, they would employ the different kinds of people that would work on the land, or the different, they had village life. The village was kind of like the hub of the culture, and then, they had cities too. And so and then, then you have the artisans.
Oh, but I just wanted to get back to, what are the benefits of being a Vaishya? Kshatriyas get lots of enjoyment. Brahmanas,
they get a lot of respect.
They get respect, right? Respect. Everyone looks up to the Brahmanas. It's part of the nature. You have to.
Yeah.
Or else the whole thing falls apart. The spiritualists aren't respected. The vision is incorrect.
Right.
Anyway, but the Vaishyas, they get lots of money.
Yeah, well, they're kind of in charge of all the income and transactions, economy. They're kind of in charge of the economy to a large extent. They got their hands in the pie,
And their benefits when you got.
Yeah, there's the Dvijas, which is the twice born, or those that wear the thread. They're this Brahmin, Kshatriya, and Vaishya. So they also don't have much rules or regulations as far as their behavior. They kind of get to live an easy life, so to speak. The highest thing they're expected to do is get married.
They can continue their bloodline.
It's the highest ritual they're expected to perform. They don't have much, You get to live a kind of easy life, Take care of cows. Live a simple, happy, homey, kind of earthy life.
Right.
And
you just make sure that they're also the belly in the body of the of the state or the human Purusha.
Yeah.
They're the belly. They're making sure everyone eats.
Yeah. Making sure everybody eats, that the stuff, commerce is going on.
Yeah, transactions. And of course they do need Kshatriyas who are listening to qualified Brahmanas.
Yeah.
That's the nature. And then last but not least, of course.
Last but not least is the Shudras. Yeah. So they're the artisans and the laborers. But basically, what it is they're people. The way you can divide the whole society up is, if you own your own job, you're a Vaishya. If you work for somebody else, you're a Sudra. And Sudras basically are kind of nervous by nature. And the thing is that they seek economic security. more than if you have the reason that Vaishyas, Kshatriyas, and Brahmins go to a guru is because they want to learn so that they can take that information and then they can apply it in their life on their own.
Mm-hmm.
They get graduated,
Mm-hmm.
and then they pay the dakshina, and then they go off and they do stuff. Now the Sudra, they don't go to the same system because the Vaishya, the Kshatriya, and the Brahmin are expected to be able to think on their own.
They don't. Sorry, they don't go through
the same education system as the Dvija caste.
Right.
Because the fact of the matter is that the Sudras, basically, they just want economic security. There's a lot of people out there, and they're like, I just want a job. And as long as I got a job, I'm happy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't have to start my own business. There's risk. There's risk involved. It's scary. I just want a job. Give me a good paycheck, and I'm okay. There's people like that, and that's by definition, that's what a Sudra is in the Varnashram system. It's just, hey, I just want a good job, give me a paycheck, I don't want to have to do my own thing. It's scary to take a risk. So that's the Sudra mentality. And the other ones, they're supposed to be able to take a risk. Like, we're going to try something risky, It's a little bit scary, and so you gotta, so certain people, they don't want to take the risk. So they're given shelter. That's the idea. If you don't want to have to take the risk to start your own business or enterprise or run your own kingdom or whatever, then, there you go. Or you don't want to take them, living the Brahmin life, ain't the cat's meow, you have to live based off of charity.
Yeah, and if charity doesn't come.
And there's a lot of rules and regulations. The Sudras have no regulations.
And also I've heard just another way, they're like the commoners.
Yeah.
There's 3 Dvijas, twice born,
Mm-hmm.
and the commoners, the rest. And
Yeah.
they serve. And it's just like, we got to take out the ego. There's no higher or lower. It's like the whole society, they need the intellect, they need the head, they need the protective arms, we need the commerce, the belly, the generator of energy, and we need the legs to keep things moving.
Yeah, no, it's all together. And these days, the thing that I got to say is that, is there any more comments?
The
thing is that these days...
Hierarchies. Maybe you're looking for that word.
Oh, right. Yeah. So the thing is that these days, everybody's a mix of everything. It's very rare that when I do, you can tell these things by astrology.
Right.
So the thing is, these days, it's very rare you find somebody that has all the 3 major indicators, the lagna, the rising sign, the sun, and the moon. It's very rare you find somebody that has all 3 in one of the varnas. Everybody's a little mix of everything. So we all kind of have a little bit of these natures interspersed within us. Some people have a bit more than others. And this is, we're looking at a kind of, it's not, I'm not going to use the word archaic, but this is a way that society was. And it's a way that societies kind of work in a certain setting, in a certain way of doing it.
We use the term universal.
Yeah.
Because it's just the way things are.
Yeah. Well, we can try. Yeah, it's kind of the way things are. Plato's Republic. It's a little bit like that. These are just ways that people, and it's kind of a way that a society functions. That can be in a certain way. These days things are a little different. You know what I mean? Creative artist people are risen to the level of godhood.
Yeah. the big entertainers, they're so high, but think about it, they don't have any regulations, right? So when they're seen as the pinnacle, people with no regulations, then what does everyone follow?
Right.
No regulations.
Yeah.
This is the pinnacle. So that's why a society that really works. Oh, and thank you, Matt. Sudra, low risk, low reward.
Yeah.
That's another way. Thank you.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
anyways, sorry. Oh yeah, we're talking about the leaders of society.
Right.
So the brahmanas, they get respect. They're just kind of working with what you're saying. I have some history of understanding, but I really appreciate how you're like delineating this in universal ways, right? And this is all related to that hero's journey because we're trying to research into ourselves. What is my dharma? what is my Varna? And like you were saying, the nature of astrology is that we can get a quick read, very quick read, and we can see where you're at and where you want to go. And if you don't know, we'll talk it out. We have a very safe space to discuss. It's cool. We're here for progress. It's fine.
Right.
We accept ourselves as we are and move forward. So yeah, so it's so interesting how the leaders, who we see as leaders, changes.
Yeah, and even somebody's made an analogy, although it doesn't say this in the Vedas, but people have made analogies that the Brahmins like anarchy.
Okay.
The Kshatriyas want monarchy. The Vaishyas want capitalism. And the Sudras want communism.
Right. Everyone to be equal.
Yeah. So that's kind of like how the different the Brahmins, they don't like stratification. They want an anarchy.
Stratification.
In their own societies, they don't have the same thing like the Kshatriyas.
Right. They're not looking who's the boss.
They don't want to. They don't care who's the boss.
They know Bhagavan is.
Yeah, there's only one boss. Boss. Only one boss.
Boss Brahmana. I'm in the spiritual realm. I understand there's things higher than who is the topmost in the land.
We don't care. We don't care who's in charge. There's only one in charge.
Bhagavan.
So they don't really particularly care for the other things.
Mm-hmm.
And so but then the Kshatriyas, they got there. For them, it's important to know who's in charge because it's just how they're. So of course, when they ask who's in charge, who are they gonna, what kind of government they're gonna want is a monarchy because it means that one dude's in charge.
Again, one person is in charge, right? That's cool.
And so the capitalists, it's the Vaishyas, don't give me the money, It's all about the money. Money.
And again, only one person has the most money, right? In the land.
Yeah.
In your culture, there's always one leader. It always goes to them.
Yeah.
Nature.
So it's very funny so these are the different, Varnashram groups, and it's kind of there in the minds of people to an extent. It's just, that's how.
Okay, I think Hero's Journey, we've tied it in. Because in the beginning, we talked about salvation.
Right.
And the idea is there is no one out there to save us. And it's both disappointing and also liberating, right? Because at one point we give up the hope that there's someone else out there to save us. And we transfer that hope to ourselves. I'm just explaining how I've been associating with him for like a long period than you guys, so that's why I'm selling him and selling the process here. We also have an event coming up. We should bring that up in Dallas, August 3rd, and we're still working on the details of the exact event space, but clear your calendar, August 3rd, 5 to 8 in Dallas.
Yeah, it's going to be at the Kalachandji's event hall.
Okay, it's confirmed. Kalachandji's hall, that's East Dallas. So we'll link it up. Yeah, we're here to serve. And one of your, the talk will be about looking for that hero in your own life. And so, and through the stories of Mahabharata.
Right.
So let's keep that in mind, and I think that's it for today.
Yeah.
Be the hero, and next time you're watching that movie, really feel the struggle.
We can take strength from you can take strength from the characters. You can take strength from the behavior of the characters or the struggles maybe that they go through. And that's why these stories last for a long time, and all kinds of stories. This is why superhero movies are very popular.
Yeah.
And all these are things people are looking for, hungrily.
Want it. So, and we have lots of stories in the Mahabharata. Maybe we can wrap that up with that last line again. How the Mahabharata contains many things that are found in other places, but here
There's stuff you find nowhere else.
Hundreds of thousands of verses.
It's millions. Well, hundreds of thousands of verses, millions of words. 2.5 million words. I memorized, I can speak for about 48 hours from memory, but the whole thing would take a lot longer.
Plenty of stories to tell.
Yeah.
Much love. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.